Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. We are back, guys, for a live episode of Chatterbox. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Please, before I start, don't forget to smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for joining me today, of course, guys. Absolutely great to have you aboard. Good vibes over the last, 24 hours since Manchester United defeated Everton 1-0 at the Jim Dickinson Stadium or something like that. Yeah, Man United defeated them 1-0 to set off our record at the stadium to 100%. We're unbeaten at that stadium, absolutely. And it was a snatch and grab. Of course, it was a snatch and grab, but I'm sure many of us would have took the result rather than the performance, because now we're on the business end of the season. And what it's all about now is basically just getting results, isn't it? Get results, win football matches, get in the Champions League. I think that is what it's all about, guys. And I think we echo this feeling, of course, guys. So I'd much rather win 1-0 than lose 4-3 and play some fantastic tiki-taka stuff, of course, guys. But, you know, we won yesterday. We've got 6 wins, now 5 wins and 6. And we move on to Crystal Palace, where we can make it 6 wins and 7. And one part of me feels a little bit irritated. Why I feel a little bit irritated is obviously because of the West Ham game. I felt like we could have won that game. I really do. I felt like we played the right team. We would have won that game. But however, look, Man United are in a very good position. We've almost solidified the top 4 position. Liverpool are behind us. We can't be anything but happy, guys, can we? We can't be spoiled. We can't be miserable. We have to take it and enjoy it whilst we can, guys. Absolutely. Yesterday, there was a number of performances in the team that I felt was under par. There were a couple of players that really shone in amongst the rubbish, and i.e. Senny Lamans was absolutely fantastic yesterday. The goalkeeper, I'm looking at Senny Lamans, right? And because we've been fed so much rubbish over the last, couple of years with Onana, and, even when shots go straight at him, we're like, oh, what a save, Have you noticed? We're like, what a save, even though it's gone straight at him. And that just shows you how we've been gaslighted into thinking certain saves, certain shot stopping is classed as good saves and stuff like that, because our players have been so poor, of course, guys. And I was delighted for Senny Lamans, of course, absolutely brilliant from him yesterday. And you know what? One thing about yesterday's game is what I will put into context is that you have to win ugly sometimes. Not everything is going to be pretty. We haven't played well. Even in the last 2 weeks, Man United haven't played to the levels that, I feel that we can get to. But ultimately, we've shown different sides to our game. We've shown character, and we've gone out there and we've won games, or got a draw. I mean, Alex Ferguson used to always say it. If you don't, if you're not playing well, just make sure you get something from the game. And I think that happened against West Ham. We won the game against Fulham in the last minute. We won the game yesterday 1-0 in the 70th minute against Everton. And we can't be nothing but delighted with that. And we have to move on to the Crystal Palace game now. And hopefully we put them to the sword. And Palace are going to go out there thinking they could cause an upset. It's all mess. It's a mess at Crystal Palace at the moment. Everything's a mess at Crystal Palace. You look at Glasner, the manager, telling the Crystal Palace fans to be humble, So it is a big mess in there, and it's a big opportunity for Man United to capitalize on that and put them to the sword as well, guys. Now, look, guys, let's get into some transfer news, of course, shall we? Yep, we should, isn't it? Guys, Manchester United and the midfield position now. I think I've mentioned about 100 midfielders that are coming to Man United, but guys, there are a few midfielders that I've mentioned on more than one occasion. And there's obviously a reason for that, because the interest in these midfielders is very, very strong. And what I would say is this. Manchester United are looking for a player that can walk into that team and we can just press play, go out there and play, and we don't have to worry about him because he's young or he's something like that. Do you know what I mean? Now, one of the players that Manchester United are looking at is a player that we've mentioned before. I believe he was playing for PSV many years ago, but now playing for Nottingham Forest is Ibrahim Sangare. Now, Ibrahim Sangare is a 28-year-old now, CDM, playing for Nottingham Forest. Of course, if you watch the game against Liverpool at the weekend, he was probably the shining light in Nottingham Forest's midfield against Liverpool, wasn't he? In my opinion, I thought he was absolutely astonishing. He was brilliant then, guys. According to various sources, Ibrahim Sangare is a candidate for Manchester United to replace Casemiro, who will depart at the end of the season. guys, various reports are suggesting that he's impressed Manchester United scouts, guys. And I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised that Ibrahim Sangare is impressing scouts. He's a good player. Obviously, he's a good player. He's always been a good player. And I think many people have earmarked him as a potential Man United player, a long time ago before he was in he had the interest from Manchester United and stuff like that. He's always been a very good player. And I think he would be a very good player for Manchester United. However, again, he's at that age, 28, 29, when he's getting a little bit past it. I know that's very rich for me to say, but 28, 29 is getting a little bit past it. However, the key to this deal is obviously Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest and their relegation situation. If Nottingham Forest get relegated, they are in big problems and they're going to have to sell some players, right? Now, the difference between Sangare and Anderson. Sangare, it's not going to be based around the World Cup. What Nottingham Forest are doing, they're basing Anderson's sale on the World Cup and banking on him performing at the World Cup and re-raising the price. Because obviously when you get relegated, the price of these players is going to reduce. But in regards to Anderson, Nottingham Forest believe he's going to go to the World Cup and he's going to have a fantastic World Cup for England, and his price will increase again. So obviously, that is what Nottingham Forest are waiting for in regards to him. Ibrahim Sangare is different. Nottingham Forest are looking at cashing in on him, and Ibrahim Sangare would be interested in a move to Old Trafford. Of course, he would. Coming to Manchester United would be absolutely fantastic. Now, I put him in the bracket of an Onana, not Andre Onana, Amadou Onana. I put him in that bracket, of course, that kind of sort of circle there in regards to the deals that Man United could do. And I think they are of a similar ability as well. I really do. And it would be a good signing. He's a very good player. Is it an Anderson? That remains to be seen, of course. Is it a Stiller? That remains to be seen. I would preferably want a player to come into Man United who's a little bit younger, not 28, 29, even though it would help the team tenfold, of course. Just a little bit of other news in regards to signings. Manchester United are looking to take advantage of Tottenham's downfall. Now, obviously, Tottenham are in a big problem right now. They could get relegated, guys. Tottenham Hotspur could be relegated to the Championship. My goodness me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the content creators, all those Tottenham content creators in the Championships? Guys, that'd be crazy, isn't it? But Mickey van der Ven has been subject of a move to Manchester United if Harry Maguire leaves the football club. Now, Mickey van der Ven is 24. He's at that right age, guys, but he's very, very pricey at the moment. He's a 100 million defender valued, guys. He's valued at 100 million. He's a very, very pricey defender. And Tottenham won't be letting him go on the cheap, even if Tottenham Hotspur get relegated, because they won't be in that same position that Nottingham Forest will be in, of course. Manchester United are showing interest in Mickey van der Ven, according to various sources. Mickey van der Ven is considering his future at Tottenham. According to various sources, Manchester United have been urged to sign Mickey van der Ven, who is attracting interest from Liverpool and Real Madrid. There is a possibility that both van der Ven and Romero could demand a move if the club's disastrous domestic campaign continues. Now, obviously, Romero is another one I look at. I like Romero. I know that a lot of people say, well, Romero's disciplinary record is bad and stuff like that. You can't have Romero with his disciplinary record and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I like him. I like his attitude. I like that. I think you can nurture that attitude problem. I really do. I think you can nurture that attitude problem. And I think you can tame it somewhat, if you know what I mean, guys. Absolutely. Let me just say hello to the legends in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome, everyone, guys. Welcome. Hope everyone is blessed today, of course, guys. Hope everyone is good. Big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, mate. Hope everything is blessed with you. Good to see Ephraim back in the house. Big up Gregory. What's going on, Greg? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. My guys salvaged this Manchester United season under Carrick United. Our 5 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. Our season was good anyway. We were only 2 defeats in 11 under Ruben Amorim. So I think we were good anyway. We were getting there anyway at the end of the day. Michael Carrick hasn't. These players have decided they have, in my opinion. Ephraim, Sal, is there any truth about Van der Ven to Manchester United? There's I just spoke about it. Big up yourself. Big up Bobby, buzzing. Hello, sir, buzzing today. Big up Bobby. Good to see you, mate. Big up Metal. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Big up, Sal. Wasn't a great game last night, but 3 points is all that matters. It's absolutely right, Stephen. All that matters at the moment right now is it's the business end of the season, isn't it? That's why they called it the business end of the season. It's all about getting the result. That's all it's about. Winning by hook or by crook. 1-0, 2-1, 4-3, who cares? Just get that win. And I said that before the game yesterday. Look, it's not like what people are saying. Everton are really bad. Trust me, they lost 4-1 at home to Newcastle. They lost 3-0 at home to Tottenham. So I'm not really jumping up and down, wow, look at Man United, because I am a realist. I saw the performance yesterday, and I know that on any other given day, we could have easily drew or lost that game, just like the game against West Ham, where if it wasn't for a misplaced pass from Wilson, which he should have passed, we would have lost that game 2-0. So I am looking at it like in a critical way, and you have to do that, because at the end of the day, nothing has been salvaged. We were 3 points from fourth anyway. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we just carried it on. We carried on the momentum, and it's fantastic, and we're winning football matches. I am not delusional. I know this has happened before. I know that this has happened under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In fact, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won 8 in a row, guys, and we were making songs about him. So I would urge people to be a little bit more like this, right? Because I know that a lot of people are jumping up and down with joy. Which is good. It's nice, you know what I mean, and all that. But we just need to keep our feet on the ground, and let's see what happens at the end of the day. Ephraim, Sal, Henderson and Stiller will be a dream transfer. We have to try and sign them. Absolutely true, my friend. Very, very true. Anderson and Stiller's my dream signings as well, Ephraim. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Absolutely not. 2 players that complement each other very well. I think that will be an absolute dream couple of signings there. Absolutely, I agree with that, guys. Absolutely. Manchester United are listening to our scouts. Sal, say it's not so. Seriously though, our club has a poor track record of following the recommendations of our scouting department. We just have the problem is, regardless of what Man United do, Man United don't like to spend money, Gregory, and this is the problem. So Man United can find players, but we'll find a way not to sign them rather than finding a way to sign them. We will look at a player, scout a player, like we did with Ryan. Ryan has gone to Bournemouth, of course, and I mentioned him on Stretford Post months ago, just like Sonny Lamans, right? But we ended up getting Sonny Lamans because we had to. We needed a goalkeeper. And, I will get a player. I will tell people about a player. I will talk about a player that is rumored. And people say, who? Just like, you remember when Patrick Dorgu was spoken about on Stretford Post for the first time? Nobody knew who Patrick Dorgu was. And I said that he's a very good player. He's a bit raw, but he's gonna come good if he's given an opportunity at a big club. And lo and behold, we don't always do these deals because we find a reason not to. We find a reason not to. We look at the likes of Ryan. We look at these type of players and think, I don't really want to spend 20 million. I don't know if he's going to come good. This is what we do. The only reason we would sign a player like Ryan if he was valued at 5 million, 3, 4, 5 million, around that mark. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, this is our problem, of course. Gregory, big up, Mark. What's going on? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up all the legends in the chat. Hope you're well. Good to see you, Mark. Hope you're blessed. Good to see. If they get relegated, raid the team. That doesn't mean getting rid of Mazraoui. It's like us getting rid of Sabitzer all over again. He would be amazing off the bench for us. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. Spot on, my friend. Stephen, this Van der Ven injury record is awful. 100 million. He'll know. Yeah. His injury record is not good. It's something that we have to be aware of as well, Stephen, when we're scouting these players about the injury record. Absolutely. We got enough of that, of course. Sal, the price will drop for Mickey if Tottenham gets relegated. But I was talking about this morning on the chat, Sal. Yeah, Tuesday, big up. At the end of the day, I don't necessarily think Tottenham will get relegated, but because obviously the other team below them are just so bad. But what I would say is that if they do get relegated, why not? And I do look at their team though, and obviously Bergvall is one player that I look at. I think he's a good player in the Tottenham team. There's Van der Ven, there's Romero, there's Jed Spence, of course. He's a good player as well. There are some players in that team that I look at and I think, yeah, they're not too bad, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind them in the squad at Man United. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Guys. So people might not like this, but I honestly think we need to move on from De Ligt and Martinez. They are quality players, but their injury records are worrying, especially at Champions League. So you make a good point, Metal, absolutely. We do have to think about things critically. This is what I said. In everything about Man United at the moment, we have to think critically. We have to think smartly and maturely. We don't jump just because, we fluke to win against Everton. even though we were dreadful and people saying they're going to turn off the TV and go to bed during the game. We have to obviously look at things very, very critically in regards to where we are and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, winners are not built like that. Winners are not built like that. And we have to look at players like De Ligt, players like Martinez, players like Mason Mount. We have to look at these players and understand that, are they going to be fit next season? Now, look, De Ligt has had an injury record at Bayern Munich before. So has Nus Mazraoui, to be honest with you. And I spoke to a Bayern Munich a supporter before De Ligt came to Man United, and he was saying that De Ligt and Mazraoui have injury records. We didn't see it last season, but now we're starting to see it. And the biggest concern for me is that we haven't had any clarity on the De Ligt injury. We only hear that it's a back injury, and that's about it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we need to obviously look at that and see if this is going to be a long-term thing. We know Licha Martinez is a long-term thing. And as reluctant and sad as it will be, I think we do need to look forward. And I do think we do need to think about replacing Licha Martinez if he's going to carry on being injured, because we can't carry players anymore. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I would say that we've got Aiden Heaven, we've got Lenny Yoro, right? I don't think De Ligt has an injury record, in my opinion. We've got De Ligt, Mazraoui, we've got Kulungi, we've got Fredrickson. I think that is the last on the list of things we need to do. The defense is the last on the list. Ideally, it would be great to sign these players, but ideally, that is the last on the list of players that we need. It is defenders. We need to fix that midfield. And if we fix that midfield, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Absolutely fine. I guarantee you. I know a lot of people don't watch youth football. I watch it. Kulungi and Fredrickson, Thwaites and all these players, they're very good. Mantato, very good players. And I think that we need to give them a chance as well, Stephen, the players had 2 weeks of no football and a holiday, Stephen. Yeah. Some of them went for training. Get Van Poro's a good player. That's a good point, Mark. That Poro is a good player. Absolutely. Sal, Harry Amass is turning 19 in March. Might be returned to United next season. Never know, to shore up that left-back position behind Luke Shaw. Speaking of saving money. We're forgetting about Dorgu, Dorgu's absolutely fantastic. I mean, Dorgu could play left-back. That's why we bought him for left-back position. He could play left wing, could play left-back as well. Obviously that, Diego Leon, not Diego Leon, Harry Amass. Yeah, I've always rated him. I don't know if he's ready yet. Maybe another loan might be suffice next season. We got Dorgu, in that team, of course. I would like to see Luke Shaw moved on, and I would like to see Amass and Dorgu vying for that left-back position, but I doubt it's going to happen. To be honest, I doubt they're going to get rid of Luke Shaw, to be honest with you. Big up, Malcolm. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right, lad. I was there at the stadium. Your goalkeeping was class. Cunha and Bruno are pricks shouting out our faces, and that's football, mate. You got to enjoy it, Malcolm. You got to enjoy it. It's a bit of banter, mate. That's what it is. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. I love it. I loved what I saw yesterday. 2 proper teams, mate. 2 proper teams fighting for the 3 points. It was good, mate. It was a boring game, guys. I don't envy anyone who was at the stadium. It was a boring game. But what I would say is that, I like this little bit of bite. I like this little bit of competitive edge about games, because otherwise it's going to get boring, isn't it? It's going to get repetitive, especially a game like that, guys. When there's a game like that, when nothing is happening, and it's very, very your corners, mate. I thought I was watching the Royal Rumble. I really did. I thought I was watching the Royal Rumble. I thought I switched it over to the wrong channel and I was watching the Royal Rumble. I was doing a watch along for the Royal Rumble, It was absolutely mad, your corners, mate. Honestly, you shouldn't be copying Arsenal. That's one thing. I don't think he is at the moment, Mark. I don't think he is. I don't think he is at the moment. I agree, Sal. We need to wait and see about Carrick. Yeah. Gregory, one thing I would say, I'm a big fan of Harry Amass, right? I'm a massive fan of Harry Amass, but one thing I've heard, even from other clubs, including Sheffield Wednesday, is that he's lightweight. And in the Premier League, obviously, you need a little bit of physicality about yourself. However, you never know. You never know. I do think he's better than what Philip Neville was and players like that were at their age. That's what I would say. Absolutely. But obviously, back then we believed in the youth and stuff like that, didn't we? And we gave them chance after chance, didn't we? Of course. Ephraim, smash the likes and subscribe. Yes, guys, please don't forget to smash the likes. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes today. Very, very important for Chatterbox, guys. If you guys can do that for me, absolutely fantastic. If we don't get Anderson is still out, who will be your option? There's so many Shoes Daily, so many. Morton and Amadou Anana. There is obviously Wharton and Kone from Roma. There's Javi Guerra. There's Yorogiza. There's Lamine Kamara. There's so many. Every single one of these players that I've been mentioning over the last few months and indeed a year, I think are good enough to play for Manchester United. You know, I would like Man United to get one big one, like an Wharton, like an Anderson, one of them ones, and then we can fill up the second bit with a Bawardi, with a Said Omala, with these kind of players, of course, to obviously filling in the squad. Man United need 3 or 4 midfielders absolutely off the cuff. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of work for them to do this summer. Will they do it? Those left wing back, playing him at left back is almost a waste. Nah, it's not. It's not. He's a good left back. He's not a left back. It's not a waste because when we look at football and we look at Man United over the years, was Gary Neville a waste? Was Dennis Irwin a waste? They played left back. Dennis Irwin is primarily a left wing back. You know that Dennis Irwin and Gary Neville are wing backs, but they played fullback. It's up to what you do with the position. If you want to be a fullback, should go bomb forward already. They should do that anyway. Look, Dalot yesterday was all the way up the pitch. You know, we don't have players on the fullbacks at the moment like to get forward. I think that Dorgu would be absolutely fantastic on that left back. That's what we bought him for, to be honest with you. And he can move forward and he can defend and stuff like that. Absolutely. You know, he can play left wing sometimes. You know, he can get forward. And I think that would be good for Man United, you know. Absolutely. Don't think he'd be wasted there. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. In what way? You know, will he be wasted? He can still get forward, you know. Absolutely. We don't play a 5 at the back anymore. We don't play wing backs anymore. So who isn't going to be wasted? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Absolutely. Big up, Mandem. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Sal. Why is Neville so obsessed with Sesko? He just can't avoid mentioning him, spewing his nonsensical opinions. Sesko's an absolute animal. And you know what I think about it, Mandem? I just, you know, every time I hear Gary Neville speak, he just disappoints me every single time. You know, he gets my nerves, to be honest with you guys. What I would say about Sesko's just keep scoring goals, mate. Keep scoring goals. Keep proving him wrong. At the end of the day, Gary Neville won't have anywhere to hide. You know, we know where to hide because at the end of the day, every single game now, Sesko's scoring, guys. Even before Michael Carrick came into the football club, Sesko was scoring goals. He had 3 and 2, but when Amorim left, and now he's scoring every single time he plays. So what does he have to do? I don't understand what he has to do, guys. Now, guys, Man United are 10 games unbeaten. Of course, all right, 10 games unbeaten. That goes from Amorim and Carrick now. We haven't lost in 2026. So I believe we're the only team now who are unbeaten in 2026. Unbelievable. Fantastic. Long may it continue. No, we haven't won every single game, but I did see this happening like even before Michael Carrick came to the football club. We were not losing games. We were like 2 defeats in 11, and we were actually very, very hard to beat. And now, the fact that we're starting to win games now and we're starting to put the ball in the back of the net and not miss these big gilt-edged chances is even better because, you know what, I said it, guys. I think it was now 3 weeks ago. I said it on other channels. I think Man United will go unbeaten to the end of the season. And people were laughing at me. People were calling me delusional. People saying, like, there's delusion and then there's delusion. Do you know what I mean? And, guys, people think I speak just for the sake of speaking. You know, I'm very quiet. I speak when necessary. Do you know what I mean? I speak when necessary. And when I say something, I mean it. You know what I mean? And when I said that Man United are going to go this season unbeaten until the end of the season, I actually predicted 12 wins and 13 at the time. So at the moment, we're well on our way to that. We can get that, guys. And I see no reason why we can't get that. I really do. And, you know, I think we have to believe and we have to be positive and we have to speak with chest and make sure we mean what we say, because I do. And I believe Man United will get there. Absolutely. Big up, Mandem. Ephraim, Sal, I think we missed Dorgu very much. He helped Cunha so much by overlapping Luke. Yeah, exactly that. It's not necessary because he plays fullback, left wing back, left midfield, right midfield. It's not because of that. It's the fact that he can overlap. And I think we shouldn't forget about that, because that's primarily what we purchased him for. You know what I mean? When I think about fullbacks and I think about Gary Neville, I think about Patrice Evra, I think about Dennis Irwin, I think about all the players that have played, Paul Parker, all these players that have played for Man United over the years, they've all played fullback and they've all bombed forward and they've all been an attacking threat, even though they played as fullbacks. I actually think we do miss Dorgu. I do. I think he adds so much more balance to our side. I think he's so good, honestly. And he reminds me of Gareth Bale back in the day when Gareth Bale started off as a left back and he's starting to move into a more attacking positions, you know? I would say that. So, yeah, look, it's just great to have him at the club. Glad he'll be back soon. Hopefully he should be back in a few weeks. So that would be great. Shoes Daily. Usually ex-Manchester United players talk rubbish as pundits, except for like Roy Keane. There's only a few of them that really talk sense, Shoes Daily, absolutely. There's only a few of them that should actually talk without bias and without hatred and without sinister agendas and stuff like that. Roy Keane is one of them. I would say that Roy Keane is a little bit extreme sometimes in regards to his opinions and stuff. Alex Ferguson, his opinion on Alex Ferguson will never change. I think he needs to grow up with that and stuff. But other than that, I do agree a lot with what Roy Keane says. I really do. There are a few pundits out there that I think, yeah, they're speaking a lot of sense, you know, absolutely. But I would say that Gary Neville, however, Gary Neville's a very agenda-driven guy. He's got conflict of interest in regards to Ineos and the Glazers. So he's always going to big up the Glazers. He's always going to speak on behalf of the Glazers and Ineos and be a mouthpiece for them, you know, with his conflict of interest FC, of course, absolutely. Malcolm, big up Malcolm. Ahmed was bad, lad. He needs to still sort himself out, lad. I agree, Malcolm. I think I did say that yesterday. I said that many of us in the community did say that Ahmed needs to be dropped and Bremer needs to move to the right. Sesko needs to come on, and lo and behold, that's what happened, and we ended up winning the game, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's almost like we know what we're talking about, isn't it? At the end of the day, guys. And yeah, we did say that move Bremer to the right, move Sesko in, take Ahmed off, and lo and behold, Cunha, Bremo and Sesko won us the game. And that is how it should have been from the start of the game, of course. No, I'm not saying I don't deal with absolutes in football. I'm not saying that we would have won the game if they started. Absolutely not. You know, hindsight's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. But what I would say is that it would have given us a much better opportunity. Ahmad hasn't been good for a while. And we have to face the reality of that. Ahmad hasn't been good for a while. Ahmad's a good player. I like Ahmad. But I generally believe that Ahmed should be playing from the bench. I think that's where Ahmed should be playing. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Gregory, eyeballs go straight to stories about United when it's always the topic when discussing football in England. Because we're the biggest, Gregory, we'll always be the biggest. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking that Manchester United are irrelevant. Man United will always be relevant. And as much as the hatred clouds judgment, Manchester United will always be, you know, a relevant football club, even if we're not winning trophies. We could go without trophies in 50 years, we'll still be relevant. This is what Man United are at the end of the day, you know, and people can write their stories about us. We sell papers, we sell clicks. You could just need to look at the stats. You could need to look at the algorithms. Man United are the biggest. That's why the biggest content creators are Man United fans. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, Man United are the biggest, guys. We've got Man United fans in Egypt and Man United fans in Africa who've got millions of subscribers and things like that. Do you know what I mean? This is what we're talking about. Man United will always be the biggest. Man United will always be the biggest talking point as well. And without Man United, they won't have anything to talk about, Gregory. Do you know what I mean? They won't have nothing to talk about, my friend. And I would love to see what will happen if they took Manchester United out of the Premier League one day. They took Man United out of the Premier League. And what will happen to the Premier League? I actually think the Premier League would fold. You know that? I actually think that the Champions League as well, the Champions League is struggling without Man United as well. Do you know what I mean? So do you think we finished top four? Looking at our fixtures compared to the likes of... I think we finished top three, mate. That's what I think, Bobby. And I've been consistent with that for the last 6 weeks now. I think Man United finish in the top three. I think Aston Villa are on a downward spiral at the moment. We're 3 points from Aston Villa. We have to play Aston Villa at Old Trafford, of course. I think Man United are going to be in the top three minimum, third place minimum. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Exactly that, Shoes Daily. Exactly that. Man United will always be the biggest all around the world. Man United are the biggest. And absolutely from Sri Lanka to India, from Japan to Houston, Texas. That's exactly what Man United are. And Man United will always be like that. I know there's a lot of people who don't like Man United and they want to downplay Man United. Look, guys, the reason I speak about Arsenal, and I was speaking about Arsenal the other day about who I prefer to win the league, if it's Arsenal, it's Man City. The reason I talk about Arsenal, because Arsenal understand about Man United, Man United's heritage, our rivalry between each other, and how us two clubs elevated the Premier League. There'll be no Manchester City. There'll be no Chelsea. You know what I mean? That influx of Chelsea fans around the world would not exist if it wasn't for Manchester United. All those people doing your Mars and your this and that wouldn't exist if Manchester United were not around. Let me tell you that right now. because Man United elevated the Premier League. No one gave two hoots about Chelsea. No one gave two hoots about Manchester City. No one cared about them. Man United and indeed Arsenal, with our rivalry, elevated the Premier League. So people can have debate shows about Chelsea, debate shows about Manchester City, etc. Do you know what I mean? Because of Man United, made it attractive for potential foreign buyers to buy football clubs. Man United did that. And this is why one thing that they don't understand, they would deny it until they're blue in the face. They could do that, but the facts speak for themselves. I can get you a whole array of facts that back that statement up, guys. Before Man United became successful, English football was in the mud. Hooliganism was rife. Margaret Thatcher wanted to ban football. Liverpool banned English clubs from Europe for 8 years. That is what it was, guys. Do you know what I mean? So I think Sesko need to start the next game. Ahmed Mbremo and Cunha will not work in the low block. I think Mbremo needs to play on the right, as he scored 20 goals last season from the right position again for Brentford. Cunha on the left, Sesko up front. Because what Sesko does, Sesko drifts the defense. He helps with the low block. He can be a bit rough. He could ruffle a few feathers, if you know what I mean, and settle the defense, so to speak. I definitely think that Benjamin Sesko should play. Absolutely, Ephraim. And Mbremo on the right, Cunha on the left. Easy pickings, guys. Easy as that. It's as simple as that. That's how it should be. That's how we should look at things. You know what I mean? It's as easy as that. Absolutely. Gregory, United are 48 points, only 12 points shy of the magical number 60 points, which has historical being the cutoff for finishing in the top four in Champions League, qualifying third place if possible. Man United will come. You know what? I'm going to put a limb out. I'm going to go out on here on a limb. I did say Man United would nick the second place. I said we're going to nick it in the last couple of games. I got this feeling. I don't know why. Look, I might be wrong. I did say second or third. And 6 weeks ago, people were laughing at me when I said, okay, we're going to come third. Ahead of the game, guys, ahead of the game. People were laughing at me when I said Man United are going to come third. They go, what? You're so delusional. You know what I mean? Man United are going to come second or third. I still believe we can. This is what we're talking about. I still believe we can. I don't understand, Sal. Some Mancunians hate towards international fans. Not just international fans, Shoes Daily. They hate London fans. I'm a London fan. I'm from London. And they hate London fans as well. It's not just international fans. They hate everyone who's not from Manchester. That's it. This is why they fell in love with the old quote from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, isn't it? Manchester back in Manchester United. When we needed United back in Manchester United. That's exactly what we needed. You know, just ignorance, Shoes Daily. Ignore it. It doesn't mean anything. They're just misinformed people, never travelled outside their own little hut. That's what I would say. Anyone who has a problem with Manchester United global fan base absolutely don't understand what Man United is and don't understand about what Sir Matt Busby is and all these people. If they want to talk about our international fan base, maybe they should do a little bit of a history lesson, right, in regards to how Man United were formed back in Newton Heath and stuff like that, and where we came from. I think they need to do a little bit of a history lesson if they really want to support this football club. Ignore it, Shoes Daily. We don't choose to support Man United. Man United choose us. I will say that every single day of the week, mate. Every single day of the week. Man United choose us. We don't choose to support Man United. And that is exactly what happened to me. I'm from London. I support Man United. There's no difference between being from London, being from New York, being from Japan, being from Sri Lanka. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all support Man United. We all bleed red. We all love this football club. We all go through the emotions. We all there celebrating. We all there screaming. We all there sweating. We're like last night. You know what I mean? How joyous we were with that goal. You know what I mean? We're all one. And I think this division and this divisive attitude that Jim Ratcliffe has installed and it has made it a little bit more potent needs to end, because at the end of the day, we are united for a reason. We're united. We're united for a common goals. We're not like any other football club. We're not. We're different. Do you know what I mean? We're different to every other football club. And I think that anyone who tries to be divisive in regards to Man United, shouldn't be supporting the football club, in my opinion. Absolutely not, because they don't understand where we came from, who we are. Absolutely not, guys. Absolutely. What I would say, guys, is that in the summer, this is going to be a very interesting period. Man United have a lot of work to do, whether we like it or not. We have to do work. It does look very likely, unless something stupid happens, that Man United qualify for the Champions League. It looks likely. Right, I'm looking up. I'm not even looking down in regards to the league table now, guys. I'm actually looking up. I'm not looking down. I'm like, where are we going to finish in the league? You know what I mean? Up. I'm not even thinking about, below us at the moment. I'm not even thinking about below us at the moment. I'm thinking about up. And this is the thing, And when you're looking at the players that are leaving Man United, as I said this morning, we had about, I equated to about 10 players who could possibly leave Manchester United. Who are those players? Rasmus, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, Mount, Casemiro, Ugarte, maybe Maguire, Bayende, Onana, and who else on top of that? That's 10 already, guys. You know what I mean? Absolutely. There's only one United, Gregory. Thank you so much, Gregory. Much love and respect to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you every day. You're an absolute gentleman, mate. Good to see you. And big up all the members, guys. Got some great material coming for the members very, very soon, guys. Going to be fun. Big up, brother. Big up, Slices of Sib. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I told you we are becoming great again, bro. Big up, my friend. What a win from the lads. Big up yourself. I'm glad you're happy, Slices of Sib. That's what's most important. Of course, Man United fans happy. It's been a while. Smile whilst you still have teeth. That's what I'll say. Absolutely. Slices of Sib. Sesko's a very dangerous player, bro. Have you seen that? Mate, he's a monster, mate. I was actually questioning whether he's a human being yesterday, the way he ran. I was looking at the screen. I was looking at the street screen, and all I see is this guy going like that across my screen. I'm like, what the hell? That is what I'm talking about. That is Manchester United. You want it more than anyone else, that you will bust your gut to get into that box to score a goal. He could have risked injury. He could have risked all sorts of things. He sprinted from his own half all the way to the other end. And not only that, nonchalantly placed it into the back of the net. Nonchalantly placed it into the back of the net with calm. You could easily run the length of the pitch, right? You get into the box, you get the ball, and you blast it over the box because you're all flustered and that. Absolutely brilliant. Mark, Sal, my girl keeps calling me at the wrong times. Totally missed your half of the video. Big up, Mark. Don't worry. As long as you're here, Mark, it's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Absolutely. Sesko was awesome last night. Absolutely, Bobby. I agree 100%. Sesko has an uncanny speed leaping. I mean, look, he's a freak of nature, man. Sometimes I think that people speak about Sesko. Sesko's a better buy, obviously, than Gyökeres. But Gyökeres, what people have to understand is Gyökeres is doing it right now. He's scoring a few goals and stuff. Gyökeres is a lot older than Sesko. People have to understand. What, 5 years older than Sesko? We have to understand that's a bigger man. That's a big age. You know what I mean? Older than Sesko. So Sesko has got a much higher ceiling. You know what I mean? Sesko's name has been around for a very long time. Seems like it's been for years. It has been for years. Benjamin Sesko's name has been floating around for a while, you know, and we've been second guessing whether Man United should get him. Should Man United sign Sesko? Blah, blah, blah. And we signed him. And to be honest with you, I'm delighted with it. I'm delighted with him. I like his attitude. I like the way he doesn't moan. I like the way he's always got a smile on his face. I like the way he just gets on with his job and puts that ball in the back of the net. Just like Seny Lamans, he goes there, he makes saves, and he goes home. Seny Lamans arrives at the football ground, makes saves, and goes home. Before, we've had goalkeepers, for example, and players, for example, that want to be the main character. They want to be the main character. They want drama. Now we've got players, and long may it continue, that just want to do their job and do it well and go home. Now, guys, if Onana was playing yesterday, I hate to bring Onana to the show, but if Onana was playing yesterday, guys, you as well as I know that we would concede about 2 or 3 goals minimum. I'm not going to exaggerate, but I think we would have conceded about 2 or 3 goals. The way that Everton were just putting that ball on the penalty, on the touchline, on the goal line, it shouldn't be allowed. Of course, it shouldn't be allowed. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, but a rule changes coming soon, I'm sure. Absolutely. Big up Slicer, big up Mark. True, and Gyökeres is more experienced too. Absolutely. He's played around Europe. He's been a golden boot holder, played in the Champions League and all that. I actually think, guys, and look, guys, I said at the beginning of the season that Benjamin Sesko will score 20 goals. I still believe he's going to score 20 goals, guys. I think he's going to get there. I think he's going to get to 20 goals. We're only in February, guys. You know, we're only in February. People are saying to me, he's not going to get 10. He's not going to get 20 goals. There's no chance he's going to get 20 goals. I'm looking at it right now. I think he's going to get 20 goals, guys. Really do. Absolutely. Gregory, Benjamin Sesko is lightning quick, tall, accurate, determined, hardworking, and unstoppable. Can you get any better than that, Gregory? Can you get any more better attributes than that? I mean, come on. Absolutely. I mean, that is all the makings of a world-class player, right? You know, a world-class player. People used to compare him to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You know, it's big praise. It's big praise. There's no reason why not. There's no reason why Benjamin Sesko can't get to that level. Shoes Daily. Sesko's name was flooding around since the RB Salzburg. Yeah, then he went to Leipzig. Absolutely, Shoes Daily. You're right. Yeah. Mark, Sal will be huddling around the keeper, be stomped out of the season. It's really not on. It's disgusting behavior. I don't know, Mark, how this is coming to the fore in regards to the Premier League, because I know that this used to be illegal in the Premier League. So what is going on? Is it because Arsenal are doing it that it's allowed? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's sort of become okay now to do them sort of things, to obstruct the goalkeeper. I thought obstruction was a foul, at the end of the day. And yesterday they done it about 20 times, not one free kick. In fact, they gave a yellow card to Lenny Yoro for doing nothing, for being pushed. They gave a yellow card to Lenny Yoro for being pushed. It's a clownerism, man. It's really, really bad, honestly. Some of the officiating, guys. We're gonna have to look at the officiating, and we're gonna have to look at it objectively, guys, and critically, because some of the officiating in the Premier League, guys, and I just want to bring this up, guys. The officiating in the Premier League is awful. I mean, this happened at the weekend. A player touches someone's back and he dives like an Olympic gymnast. You know what I mean? That's it. But on a positive note, guys, just to let you know, Liverpool once lost the league from this position. Man City won the league this season, on that season. Liverpool lost the league on this season, guys, just to let you know. Absolutely. Just to let you guys know, they did lose the league on that season, guys. Yeah, they did absolutely lost the league on that season, guys. Yeah. Sorry, Liverpool fans. I had to bring that one in. Absolutely. Had to bring that one in, of course. Guys, absolutely. Big up LT. How you doing, my bro? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. The goal from Sesko was a beauty, especially considering the transition and another lung busting run from his own half. He was able to finish with composure, which seems easy, but it isn't. LT, I've been there, my friend. I've been there. You're absolutely right. If you're sprinting, for example, I guarantee you guys, right? If you're running upstairs or you're running across somewhere and then you have to give a message to someone, like for example, I've done it on this show, guys. Right, I've had to run down 5 sets of stairs, right, to collect a delivery, right, and then I run back upstairs because my stream's starting, and then I have to sit here for like 2 minutes to try and get my breath and things like that. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with football. You're running, you're sprinting the length of the pitch, 150 odd yards, right? You're sprinting the length of the pitch, and then at the same time, your blood is flowing and everything like that. You have to get your mind to calmly slot that ball into the back of the net. It's a beautiful goal. Absolutely. Shoes Daily. I heard one pundit saying he hasn't spoken about Le Mans all whole season, which means he is as efficient at what he does. I mean, they should speak about him. Actually, let me tell a lie, guys. They should just be quiet. I don't want these pundits to talk about our players, to be honest with you. We know what's a good player. We're Man United fans. We've seen good players in our life. I've seen good players in my life. When people talk to me, right, when people try to gaslight me about certain things, they seem to forget that I've seen Cantona, Brian Robson, Paul McGrath. I've seen players at Man United, guys. David Beckham, Paul Scholes at their peak. Dwight York, Andy Cole, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Teddy Sheringham, Roy Keane, Peter Schmeichel. I've seen them live. And people seem to forget that. When they talk to me, they're like, you know what I mean? Talk to me like I haven't seen greatness. I've seen real greatness. And I think a lot of people have here as well seen real greatness. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we don't need them pundits to tell us Céline Le Mans is a good goalkeeper, because we've had the best goalkeeper in the Premier League history, Peter Schmeichel. We've had the second best goalkeeper in Premier League history, Van der Sar. These guys, they can talk all they want. We don't listen to them anyway, because at the end of the day, these are the same guys who are trying to slander Benjamin Sesko. Absolutely. So I said, bro, can you explain to me why Manchester City is facing so many charges? I think 115 charges in total. I've been looking it up, and what are the charges for? So many different things, mate. I'll be here all day. However, what I would say is this to you, Slices and Sib. I'm not going to flip-flop from it. If Manchester City get away with these 115 charges, it just goes to show you how corrupt the Premier League is and how sinister it is, allegedly, right? What I would say is this. If Manchester City get away with charges, fair play to them. That's all I can say. Because at the end of the day, why are we being so goody two-shoes? Why are we being so nice? You know, why are we being so to the book? When did we ever become that football club? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, they're going to get away with it. They're going to get away with it. I just think that, you know, there's a lot of ins and outs and sinister things that goes on in football that we don't even know about. Guys, I even think like when you're looking at, we spoke about it briefly yesterday about the VAR decisions and about the manipulation on the angles and stuff like that to give the illusion that it's offside or onside, if you know what I mean. And there's so many things that go on in regards to football that it's just, you know, if we knew the truth, there'd be a civil war in football. Honestly, I really do believe that. Beef Bully, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sal, looks like top 5 will be enough as Champions League, Premier League teams. One might go win it or go far. Agree? Yeah, I agree with that, Beef Bully. Absolutely. But I still want to look up. I want to look up. I don't want to look down. We may have to do a qualifier if we come 5th, though. So that would be a bit of a headache. Man United doing a qualifier. Do you know what I mean? I would much rather Man United be trying to prepare their squad and be on pre-season tour and that and training and stuff like that rather than having a qualifier game. I mean, I've got a little bit of a soft spot for qualifying games because obviously when Man United won the treble, we had to qualify. LKS Łódź, if you know, guys, if you know, you know, LKS Łódź is a Polish team, guys, and that Man United had to play to qualify for the Champions League in 98-99 because we came 2nd place in 97-98. LKS Łódź. 2-0 in aggregate, by the way. Absolutely. Maguire got the yellow card for shoving Tokarski back when he shoved Euro. Yeah, I think Euro got one as well, unless he was mouthing off. I may be wrong, Mark, but I think he got one as well. Bro, these free kicks are disgusting now. They need to implement new laws to stop these bullshit inside the box during free kicks. I agree with you. Absolutely. Slice as a sip. I mean, I don't know where the laws have gone. I don't know where the laws have gone. You're funny, Sal. I was 2014 Slippy G, not done yet. Big up, Beef Bully. Look, you know what I mean? I'm just giving you an example of how the league is never over until Rafa Benitez sings. The league is not over, guys. That's what I would say, guys. You know, you have to fight to the last. I think Liverpool know that absolutely. We do as well. 2012. Big up, Coral. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my guy. Hope everything is blessed with you. Good to see you. Sal, my friend, we won yesterday, and I'm really happy. I'm glad to see you're happy. I love seeing United haters angry. Me too, man. But we still have a long way to go. We need major upgrades in the midfield and at both left back and right. 100%, Coral. I agree with you, my friend. You couldn't have said it any better myself, my friend. Neville is a rage baiter to get our fan base cash out. I think I'm starting to believe that as well, Kenny. I actually think that at his age, he's rage baiting. Can you believe it? So I like what Van der Sar said about Le Mans. Yeah, me too. I like it as well. I like it. Coral, let the haters hate. We move on in silence. Absolutely. Jamie, what's going on, Jamie? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, my bro. Hope everything's blessed. Heard that guy Hussein. Who's Hussein? Say that any player would choose Liverpool over United 8% of the time. Liverpool are a bigger club. We are irrelevant. Thinks of our history of Champions League 99 when it was a treble joke. Look, one thing I'll say to you, Jamie, let me just say it like this. I expect nothing less. Right? Because they are Liverpool fans. They're going to say that. Liverpool fans will say that. Arsenal fans will say something about their club. We know what Man United are. This is why people always talk about Man United. We know what we are. You know, we know we got the most beautiful history in that. And I could sit people around in a little classroom, and if they just listened about history lessons, they would understand, you know? But I expect nothing less, Jamie. And I think you should expect nothing less as well, because at the end of the day, this is rivalry. This is what rivalry is. And we need to keep rivalry. We need to keep the disdain between each other. Because at the end of the day, this is what they're talking on. They're not talking of logic. They're talking based on dislike for the football club. They don't like Man United. And that's what it is at the end of the day. So let them hate on, hater. Hate on, hater. That's what we do. You know? I just sit there and watch the compilations of everyone going mad when Man United Sesko scored a goal. I just watch the compilations. That's what I do. I enjoy it. I really do. You know what I mean? I think it's better than anything on Netflix. I really do think that. And that's what I do. And that's what you do. That's what you do, Jamie. Just look at those compilation videos of everyone losing their shit when Man United score a goal. You know what I mean? Do that, and then you'll see that, you know, you'll see the smile go on your face because it hurts them. We hurt them. We ruined their childhoods. I would go up. I should actually apologize to every single Liverpool fan because my generation, right, we ruined their childhoods. You know, that joy was taken away from them because of us. You know, they had nothing to look forward to. No nice shiny trophies or anything like that. The only thing they had was a 1995 Coca-Cola Cup. It was not good enough, was it? You know, and they're always going to be bitter about our club. But that's fine. I love it. I love it. No, but yeah. No, if Sam's still Sam, if you know, I got a lot of love for the guy. He's a legend, mate. But he's a Liverpool fan. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So are the City financial charges on potential financial fraud because they are not specifying it online? I think there's a lot of going on. Slices a sip. Sometimes the refereeing in the Premier League is really poor, especially when we play, which really needs to be looked at. And you say, Sal, we should be looking at third now, then second after that. And yeah, you never know where we can go. That's the most important thing. You never know where we can go. As long as we keep winning our football matches, as long as we keep remaining undefeated, you never know where we can go. And you never know what levels we can get to. Absolutely. Slices of Sib. Exactly. Donna Sam was pissed yesterday. Yeah. It's football. It's football. I was pissed on Saturday. I know I act like, you know, they were hard done by, unlucky, mate, blah, blah, blah. But I was pissed when they scored, to be honest with you. I was, because I thought that they drew the game. But I don't really go out my way. Because, you know, like at the end of the day, Man United are a far bigger club than Liverpool, you know. And Man United in the Champions League, the pioneers of the Champions League, by the way, when teams like Liverpool didn't believe in it, Man United in the Champions League are the more attractive proposition, yes. Man United have the best history in football. Everyone loves Man United. I sit here in Abu Dhabi, right? I'm in Abu Dhabi. This is Manchester City territory. All I see is Man United tops. And I'm seeing Man United tops from the youth as well. I was in Napoli, Italy, in December. All I see is Man United tops in Napoli. I didn't see Man City. Didn't see Liverpool. I see Man United. And we're talking about not people my age. You're talking about 16, 17-year-olds and 18-year-old people wearing Man United jerseys. That's what I'm talking. And I'm not gaslighting, guys. I'm not even lying. A part of me, if it wasn't weird, I would have said, can I take a picture of your shirt just to show people around the world that Man United are supported everywhere? I've lived in Abu Dhabi for 4 years. You know what? I can count on one hand how many Man City jerseys I've seen. I've not seen one Liverpool fan. I've seen Man United. I go to Yas Island. I go to the malls. I go to Dubai. I go to these places. Just Man United. People think I'm gaslighting. People think I'm lying. People think I'm joking here. You know what I mean? I know it hurts. I know. You know what I mean? But, you know, this is the facts of the matter. And we have to face facts sometimes. The only time you can improve if you face your demons and you face your facts. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. LT. Neville and his agenda against Sesko. I mean, he scored 6 in the last 7 games and shown all the attributes of a good player. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Just ignore him. You know what I mean? Don't want shit talking skulls about not being the greatest midfielder. I mean, I think Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane would disagree with that. And there's evidence on camera that they said that. You know, the reason England didn't win anything is because we had Gerrard and Lampard playing all the bloody time, you know. And that's the way when we needed Scholes and Carrick, you know, and that would have won England. So, guys. We won everyone's childhood. I tell you what I love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely. I tell you what I love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely, man. Yeah, Kevin Keegan. Remember those days? Absolutely. Sal, do you reckon we can push for second? Yes, mate. But what I do, Mark, is that I'm looking at a position at a time, one position at a time. We move from, we go get to third. Once we get to third, we look at second and we see where we are, you know, and that's what I would do. That's why I said I don't think it's an impossibility. I remember Everton was better than Liverpool at one point during my childhood. I think it was David Moyes' Everton era. Yeah, they were during the mid-'80s. They actually got to a level until we got banned from Europe. Everyone did, you know. Mandem, Sal, haven't we been criticizing Arteta's anti-football tactics? But as always, our opinions is rubbish because we are rivals. Currently, many ex-referees are calling out the league because of the corners. I don't know what's going on with the corners because it didn't used to be allowed. I don't know why all of a sudden it's been a U-turn and it's allowed now. Morning, Sal, my brother. Big up, my bro. Hope you're doing well. Didn't get a notification for your show today. Anyways, good win today. Marcus, don't know why. Don't know what's going on there. Try and see if your notification's on. Maybe when YouTube is funny sometimes. Have you seen the computer predictions? Arsenal win the Premier League. We get 4th. The other is Liverpool 5th. West Ham 18th. Ooh, there you go. We can for sure push top 3, in my opinion. Yeah, we can. We have to believe in that. Absolutely. Assalamu alaikum, fan. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing so well. Wa alaikum salam. Hope you're doing good, brother. Hope everything is good. Hope you had a good day, my guy. Hope you had a good day, guys. It's been a good show. Slice of sip. We have to remember Villa beat us during AFCON. Now it is a difference matter when we face them again. We suffered in AFCON, slice of sip. We suffered. I would say that we have about 6 more points if it wasn't for AFCON right now. You know, I would say that. I would actually say that. Yeah, I would say we've been the title challenge, man. And I did say this before it happened. It is what it is. This is down to Ineos and the board because obviously they knew that it was on. AFCON has always been on mid-season and stuff like that. So we should have prepared for it. We didn't prepare for it, unfortunately. You know. That's true, sir. I've stopped getting notifications for your shows. It's weird, man. It's weird. See if your notifications on. Go to the thing because I don't do nothing. I just obviously see if your notifications on. I don't know what's going on with YouTube sometimes. I don't know what's going on, but it's glad you're here anyway. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It is really weird. Double check it to see if it's on and all that, guys. Absolutely, guys. I want to say thank you everyone for continuing to support. I got my belly notification on for you. Thank you so much, Tyson Sip. Yeah, check if it's on. Maybe double check it. Maybe it went off by itself. I don't know. Sometimes it does do that. I've been having problems with things and stuff like that. With the chat as well. Irfan, some dubious calls against United. Free kick awarded to Everton when their player fouled Ahmad, jumping on him and taking him out. And again, a defender deliberately taking him out. Man United, you know what, Irfan? And we don't say this just to be like, blame game, right? We're not Arsenal. Man United have to beat the referee as well as the team that they're playing. As well as the opposition, Man United have to beat the referee in regards to winning. We have to win against the referee too, Sal probably needs 6 more wins now on Champions League, and that's the most important thing. Is Man United qualify for the Champions League? Absolutely, that would be the most important thing. Sal, how would you rate the ref yesterday? 6. Nothing special. You know what it is, Irfan? I don't think VAR is killing football. I think the people running VAR is killing football. We all want the right results. Guys, have you ever seen cricket? What I think they should do, right? What I think, apart from goal line technology, when the ball is over the line, it's a goal, right? I agree with that. But in regards to other VAR decisions, I think there should be 2 appeals per game, like cricket. You get 2 appeals to overturn a goal or a foul or an offside. I think they should get 2 appeals. I think per team, per game. It should be like that, rather than everything going to VAR. It puts more focus on them as well. It puts more focus on the referees and stuff like that. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Guys, thank you. Please don't forget to smash the like on the way out, guys. Let's get to 50 likes, guys. Come on, guys. Please don't forget to put your notifications on. If it's switched off, try and switch it on again, guys. And please also don't forget to smash a like, guys, and write a comment and share the video and all that lovely stuff, guys. All that jazz. Really appreciate everyone who continues to support the channel, guys. I will be back tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. Keep your notifications on. I know you do. Take it easy, guys. Have a good day. Much love to you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.